The third quarter of 2017 saw the continuation of the recent trend of synchronized quality global growth and slowly normalizing monetary policy. In the latest edition of our strategy and asset allocation document, we look at this in the context of the business cycle. While the major global economies are all growing, this doesn't necessarily imply that they're all at the same stage of their respective business cycles. Each cycle tends to be unique, and it's not necessarily an exact science predicting where we are in the business cycle. Structural shifts and policy action can blur the picture, but there are several economic indicators which in aggregate give us a reasonable idea of where these economies are likely to be. Our analysis suggests that Russia and Brazil are in the early stages of their business cycle, Japan and Europe are mid-cycle, and the US, China, and India are either in or heading into the late part of their cycles. Those 7 economies make up about 70% of global economic activity. If we look at the last 4 business cycles dating back to the mid-70s, we get an indication of how the various asset classes tend to perform in each of the 4 stages of this, and unsurprisingly shows that stocks tend to perform best in growth environments and poorly in recessions, and vice versa for bonds. In the late part of the cycle, you tend to expect lackluster stock market returns and not get too bearish on the medium-term outlook for bonds. The returns of the various asset classes in the late stage of the business cycle is particularly pertinent now, given that the world's 2 biggest economies, the US and China, are both around that part of the cycle. What we think might be slightly different during this cycle is the length of time the economies spend in this pre-recession phase. While this stage typically lasts about a year, we believe that it could be much longer this time. This is partly due to the momentum created by the synchronized global growth, but also a function of the tepid nature of the latest economic expansion. In the US, we've seen only half the quantum of growth in this cycle relative to previous ones. For more information on this, please read our latest strategy and asset allocation document on our website, www.anchorcapital.coza, or email us on sales@anchorcapital.coza if you have any questions.